What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. So on my life, literally I did not want to do a reading today because if you guys don't know, like basically when I channel, I allow the spirit to attach themselves to me so that I can channel with them. Basically that's how we connect. So I have to feel everything that the spirit felt basically around that time frame. So Elvis has been on my mind for the last few days, and like I said, I mentioned in my last video that spirit just comes to me and they tell me what to do. Basically they told me today that there's no days off, so I am basically told what to do, and like when it's time and I need to do it. So like I said, Elvis has been on my mind for a few days. I don't decide who I'm gonna do, like they just come to me. So like he wasn't who I was gonna do yesterday either, but I didn't plan on doing anything today other than cleaning and stuff that I need to actually get done. That's also why I did not want to do a reading. And I was just sitting there and I heard Graceland, and I'm like, what the hell is Graceland? Like, is that somebody's last name? Like, is it a soul trying to come to me that I need to look up to see if it's, but I've never heard of like nobody famous with the name Graceland. So I looked it up, right? And at the top is like a map, so it showed me like it was a place where people live. And then I scrolled down a little bit and it said the home of Elvis Presly, and I was like, bitch, what? And when spirit lets me know they're around, they let me know that they're around. Like there's things that they do, so I know that they're there. And also I feel their energy on top of that. But if they really want to make their presence known, they make it known and they let me know. And he definitely let me know that he was there. On top of that, there was like other synchronicities. Like I was watching something last night where this lady was talking about, Capricorn energy. I think Elvis was a Capricorn, and I'm like, okay, so Elvis again. And I did look up Elvis today. He is a Capricorn, and he is very funny. I think that when he was alive, he was like a real trickster. I think some people got pissed off at him because he took it too far. I honestly do not know anything about his life, and I'm gonna have to look up his wife's name real quick. Elvis was born January 8th, 1935. His wife was Priscilla Presly. Like, you could see how much that he loves her, and when a Capricorn loves you, they love you. He adored her a lot. Obviously, you can see that. I knew her name started with a P, but I wasn't sure what it was, so I had to look it up. I remember when I was a kid, my Mimi used to have these pictures of Elvis like in her shed, and they were all made of velvet. Like, I don't know, Elvis used to be like a real ladies man or something back in those days because the ladies loved him. And I don't really remember Elvis for the young Elvis. Obviously I wasn't even alive around that time, but I remember him, how he looked, how my Mimi's velvet, I don't even know what those would be considered, like wall art, but they were pretty big. And she has like a shit ton of records and stuff like that of Elvis. Like, she was a real fan of him. My pop-up used to tell me about Elvis, and he would make me peanut butter and banana sandwiches all the time, but he said that Elvis would eat them fried. But I don't know, my pop-up didn't really cook like that. Like, he cooked waffles and microwave sausages and stuff, but he wasn't the cook. My Mimi was. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I don't really know anything at all about Elvis, so I asked him to channel around the time of his death, or to basically say whatever he felt like saying, because sometimes the spirit just wants to talk. They don't want to be questioned. So let's see what he has to say. I will say that I do not like Capricorns, like really at all. But I kind of get along with male Capricorns if they're not boring. When they're funny, they're funny. So when I was shuffling certain cards, like I would be like, all right, I need like 6 or I need 2, and he would be a smart ass and literally throw out like 2, and then I'd be like 3, and then he would throw out like 1, and then I don't know, he was just real funny, or like 1 would fly into the floor. So he definitely made me laugh for sure. He was definitely a funny man, and he still is. He was very particular on which cards I was going to use, so I used my regular tarot cards, and then I had to use 3 different oracle decks. So we're going to get into the cards and see what he has to say. I do know in one of these decks, one was flipped backwards. That's for my protection. I really thought about flipping it over, but when I'm told not to do something, I'm not doing it, so it probably has to do with dark energy. We'll get into this and see what's going on. So first card out, they broke your heart. At the time, I'm not sure if Elvis and Priscilla were still married or what. I don't know if she passed away. I don't really know, so let's see what he says. Okay, so this could have been a relationship where they didn't see eye to eye sometimes. There was a lot of negative thoughts involved. Could have been releasing negative energy, trying to see things from a different perspective. Keep in mind that every channeling will be different. It depends on how the spirit wants to channel through me. He's saying, I wanted to tell you different parts of my life. So this reading is about different parts of his life. When I said basically he can channel what he wants to say, because he definitely told me like there's just some things that he wants to say. Just because a star is dead doesn't mean that that's our life. Readings for you guys are like only 20 minutes, but for me it takes me like 3.5 hours to do this. Elvis had a lot of happy times in his life. He's saying family man, and there was a lot of joy and celebrations. Like he really enjoyed his life with Priscilla. They had like the same kind of love for each other. I think that they were codependent on each other. They had a very strong bond, he's saying. The next card out is the card that was flipped over that I was talking about. For some reason, I thought that it was further in the deck, or maybe there's more than one. I'm not exactly sure because I just pull the cards. I don't look at them. We look at them together. So basically, this is for my protection. It's something that I can't say, or it's something that he doesn't want to say. I'm hearing only fools fall in love. I'm hearing in the public eye, people don't see everything that goes on behind closed doors. Stalemate, information overload, confusion. So I'm seeing drugs. I don't know if Elvis ever did drugs, but I think a lot of people in show business that are in like rock and roll and all of that do drugs. But that's besides the point. I'm seeing that he was an introvert. He used it to help him perform, and then you got giving away your power. I'm hearing you ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time, and you ain't no friend of mine. I'm hearing backstabber. So he was being lied to. He's not telling me who these people or persons was around him, but there was people, he's saying people lying around him. You deceived me. He's saying I was tired of people using me. Only fools rush in. I'm seeing business deal. There were secrets being kept. I don't know what kind of business deal was. Records. He's saying record. He's saying wages. Shows performed not adding up. Alright, now I'm seeing him like walking through a show as if he was going to go on stage or something, but he like has an attitude, like he's pissed off, but he has to perform anyway, but he's going to deal with whoever this is when he's done. Alright, this is my tried to win at all costs type of card. Like basically they stabbed him in the back. He's saying trying to take my fortune. Regardless of his teddy bear like appearance or whatever, Elvis is saying he was a businessman and he did not play when it came to his money. I want to see the receipts. I want to see the paperwork. Bruh, this man is like so incredibly dressed from his hair. I'm seeing like a little comb, if he liked to comb his hair back or something like that. And his shoes and patent leather and just, I don't know, he's just so well put together though. He's saying I look well put together, but shit was all over the place. Everything was disorganized. I needed to see the paperwork. Nobody knew where any damn thing was. I don't know if Elvis ever blew up on anybody. Well, I'm sure that he damn sure did, because he is a Capricorn, and when they get pissed off, they get pissed off, and he wasn't playing. I'm seeing hotel rooms being destroyed, but he doesn't care. He has the money to pay for it. Trying to recover from loss. I see money out here, and I see drugs. Cocaine, to be exact. I see it on like one of those sinks in front of a mirror inside of a hotel or motel or whatever. I see him doing it with like rolled up money. Something's rolled up in his hand. Then you got the owl. I feel like it made him feel paranoid. It also even sent him even into more of a rage. Basically, when he was on it, if you pissed him off, he would snap, and that was for my protection again. And so there's just things that I can't say. He's saying whatever was happening around this time, like he's feeling like he's losing everything, like his family's falling apart. He can't, like, he's addicted to whatever he's on. It's all about the show business. It's all about rock and roll. He's basically on autopilot. So you said you was high class? I'm hearing music. I'm hearing fans screaming. There was unfinished business, resistance to change. I'm seeing people with him in hotel rooms with girls and like partying, like, you know, the lifestyles of the celebrities. But I'm picking up it's not something that he really wanted to do. It was just the lifestyle. He's saying it, the lifestyle. No one could make him feel the way Priscilla did. I had everything. I had money. I was the star. But I felt opposite of that. I was tired of getting high all the time. I was tired of living like this. I was tired of this lifestyle. I was worried about my money. I was pissed off. I felt backstabbed. I didn't trust anybody around me. I was frustrated. I had this grudge, and I think people could see it on my face. I trusted people that I should have never trusted, and I didn't even know where my career was going at this point. I was fed up. So you said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. No one knew what I was thinking. I was going to be quiet from now. But I was definitely just giving off this blank stare. When we'd be sitting in those little stupid hotel parties, I'd be sitting there just thinking. These chicks, man, these chicks were always on me, in my ear, and I just really just sat there, and they were always like, Elvis, what's wrong, baby? How can we make it better? I'm like, dude, chick, there's nothing you could do to make it better. When I get the mummy card, it's either because they have to be quiet or they're being silenced. In this case, I just think that he was just holding stuff back. He was tired of the chaos. He just wanted to be somewhere peaceful, and when the road wasn't it. I didn't know where I was going. People think this is the life they want to live. People think rock and rollists never get tired of this lifestyle, but we do, and I was bored. I felt stuck. I was having music blocks. I was a perfectionist. Like, I was unfocused. I couldn't think. I felt like my career was going down the drain. Like, I just couldn't keep up with this anymore. I was getting tired. I was tired of being around people that just talk, that have nothing to say. I was tired of them talking. The people that just talk just to talk so they can be heard. Nobody wants to hear you talk. I just wanted to get away. I wanted to let go of it. The drugs, these problems, all of this shit that I can't fix. Oh, I'm Elvis Presly, the hotshot rock and rollist. I was frustrated with myself. I was holding back a lot of resentment. I was repressing all my emotions. I never felt like I had enough space. People were around me. They were pissing me off because they were too close. Like, I just need space to breathe. I'm tired of the negative energy. They just never knew when to shut up. But Priscilla, she was my escape from it all, my family. I missed my family. See, the days on the road, they weren't really fun for me, you know what I'm saying? When I was high, I'd be all hyped up, but when it came down, I would think about her. If you guys don't know, that card is not the lover's card, but for me in my deck, when I pull it, it is. Then you got the spider. I felt like I was climbing up the walls, but there was no escape. There was no escape from the reality and the damage I have done. I'm hearing prematurely. Sometimes I did things without thinking. Sometimes I just took the shit too far. But come on now, I can bounce back from this. I'm a rock star. Yeah, a rock star smoking rock. God. I would get out of my mind sometimes on this stuff, man. I would start thinking, like, what if Priscilla's cheating on me? Like, I would just drive myself crazy with unrealistic shit. And then on top of that, I had unrealistic expectations because I was a perfectionist. There was a time in my life where I thought I was happy and I had everything. But right now, I don't feel any of that. I'm not happy at all. I needed a drink. I needed more alcohol. I was just at a point in my life where I felt stuck. Man, what was this all for? Why do I even give a fuck? It's like, for every thought, I took a drink. I took a sip. In my life sometimes, man, I wanted to end it.
Oh, Elvis, you're the rock star, the man of our dreams.
I honestly couldn't see what these women even seen in me. Like, look, ladies, I'm Elvis. It's not all cracked up what it looks like it is to be. I joke around like it's funny. I always had to put on that sexy Elvis voice. That voice was just a cover up. It made me feel like I was somebody. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. And that's exactly what I was doing. I was crying on the inside. I always felt like it wasn't a man's place to break down and cry, but I did it sometimes. Sometimes the world turns into a dark, lonely, cold place. Only fools rush in. I'm burnt out. I'm tired. My mind is unfocused. I'm restless and I can't sleep. I was avoiding the end. I didn't know if I really wanted to do this. I was arguing with people, the tours, the shows, trips on the road. I was just tired of it all. I felt controlled. I felt like a doll. I felt like a puppet. People were obnoxious. It was loud. Like, it's just too much. All the crowds. I needed to make a choice, but I just kept procrastinating. I was tired of doing drugs. I was tired of the rock and roll. I was tired of everything, but I was doing nothing to change it. Listening for truth. It was just, my life was just starting to become so loud. I was tired. I was trying to listen to my inner voice and couldn't even hear it. I'm picking up frustration. I'm picking up Elvis wanting to fight and someone holding him back. Have you ever just wanted to knock somebody out just because just the presence of them just pisses you off? I was tired of people. Why can't they just be seen and not heard? Like I said, it was hard for me to change. It was hard for me to look past this lifestyle. A room of smoking mirrors. Same people, same shit, different day. It was a repetitive cycle. I couldn't break away from it. Trust me, it's like they were on to me. If I thought about leaving, it's like they could sense it. They would just give me more pills, more drinks, just hand it to me. I was spending more money and I wasn't getting anywhere. I'm hearing money missing, so if he got like fucked up, there could have been like people that just took his money and he wouldn't know where it went. He's saying hungover every night, like he was hungover from the night before every day. It was an everyday thing. It was torture I couldn't take anymore. It's time for Elvis to leave the building. Ha, yeah, right. Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis has left the building. I mean, whose dream was this? It wasn't mine anymore. These people had unrealistic expectations of me. I couldn't do this shit anymore. Drinking, booze, here Elvis, just take more. Being intoxicated helped me repress my emotions. They made all my feelings go away for a little while. I would get lost in my mind and I would mimic people and, just think to myself, my mind was just filled with a lot of negativity. My mind, Ian, somebody better catch it, it's slipping away from me. I thought my life was over, but there were still people out there. There were still people that wanted to work with me. Relax the hold of darkness. See, when things were bad, they were real bad. I would get in a dark place in my life. It'd be dark in my head, but when I was happy, when I was good, everything was good. But there was just this one problem. I was traveling a lot of flights. I wasn't listening to my intuition. The secrets that were being hidden. See, in Hollywood, when everyone wants to work with you, be careful. They're deceptive. Everything comes with a price. I mean, after all, nothing is free in life, right? Money, power, respect. The more money I had, the more problems I had. I'm not even gonna lie. I loved money. I loved the material, things of it all. Being able to enjoy myself, being able to buy whatever the fuck I wanted. It felt so free to enjoy and relax and, be under the cabana without a care in the world. But the thing is, there was always that care. There was always that negative talk in the back of my mind. I earned this. I worked hard for everything that I had. Probably worked a little bit too damn hard. Some would call this a workaholic. Yeah, a workaholic and an alcoholic. Those two things, I come to find out, don't mix. I'm overworked and I'm underpaid. How can I do this? I really wanted to change. I really wanted to stop talking so negative to myself. Like, that was just one of my biggest goals. I know that doesn't seem a lot to most people, but my entire life I've always spoken negative to myself. We all have our inner demons, and this was mine. I looked like and I performed the complete opposite of what I actually felt like in life. Confident on the outside, worried as hell on the inside. It's like every time I would try to change or I'd think about changing, I would just still talk to myself negatively. 10 steps forward, 10 steps back. All talk, no action. Felt like a liar. I was lying to myself. The Life of Elvis. Just put that book back up on the shelf. Conscience Connections. I had to be right about everything. After all, I can do this myself. Okay, so the Hierophant represented to me is wisdom, knowledge, higher power. So Elvis was a divine being. The gifts that he had were heaven sent. I am the star, and the show must go on. I was still overindulging, materialistic shit was running my life. I had everything and I wasn't happy. I couldn't find the fix to fill the void. The women, the booze, the pills, it just wasn't doing it for me anymore. Joining the industry to make us happy, I mean, that's what we all do this for. I'm seeing Elvis stand on stage in front of a microphone. It's tall. He has like a suit on. There's glitter on his suit. Like there should be a crowd and audience, but there isn't any. The room is dark. It's black, and he's not saying anything. He's saying something about my last performance on stage with an audience, but I always felt so alone. He felt dead to the world. I miss Priscilla. She meant the world to me. All the money in the world couldn't amount to her and how she made me feel. She was like home. All the love she had inside her heart was real. Alright, I'm picking up crying, so he may have cried over Priscilla. I never felt a love like that my entire life. I was so happy the day that she said yes. She was honored to be my wife. I was dependent on her. She was everything to me. I was stuck. My life was at a standstill. But see, remember I mentioned the broken heart. She betrayed me. She was leaving me. I was gonna kill her. There was another man. That was the secret. I knew it. I didn't listen to my intuition. That was it. That was the straw for me. I didn't care about my life anymore. After all, I lost the love of my life. What the hell am I even doing this for? Health. I never looked up Elvis's death, but I know that he died of like an overdose or drinking or something along the lines of that. I loved her no matter what. This hurt my heart so bad, but I can't blame her. The type of man that I was, who I became, she deserved someone better than me. I wanted her back. I told her I'd do anything. I begged her. I swear I'll change. I felt like my heart was ripped from my chest. I couldn't live without her. I couldn't live like this. I can't help falling in love with you. I gotta do something quick. I gotta get her back. She was my soulmate. I don't care even if she divorced me. I wanted to be with her forever. Together forever, we promised each other. She didn't want to come back to me, but she never stopped loving me, and I never stopped loving her. She was like a bird, a dove. She deserved to be free. All I ever wanted was just to see her happy, even if that meant living my last days in misery. See, this was the type of heartbreak I don't think I could ever heal from. I never did. Priscilla Presly, the wife, my lover, the mother of my kid, my better half. My life was dark and lonely, and now I was just going down the wrong path. I didn't care anymore. She was all I thought about. Day in and day out, I was paranoid from the drugs, being on drugs and getting no sleep. I was overwhelmed with the thoughts. I couldn't see her with another man. Though I wanted her to be happy, I wanted her to be with me. I loved her. I missed her. I was struggling to move on. I couldn't. All the money that I had along this journey, they were never her. All the women, all the friends, the people that I thought were my friends, I never needed any of that. She was my everything. She was all of that for me. But I was blind. I couldn't see. I let everything control me.